Dear soul, you were never lost. Every delay, every door shut down on your face, every quiet moment wasn't the absence of direction. It was moments leading towards self revelation, revelation toward true yourself, one who is unshakable, fearless, full of love and deep sense of peace within. Maybe that's why you have always felt different, like you sensed the energy before anyone spoke, your silence mistaken for emptiness, your softness for weakness. But your silence holds depth, your softness carries strength, like when someone was falling apart and you simply sat beside them, not to fix, but to present. That was power, not passivity. You weren't made to blend in. You were shaped to walk your truth, to be a reminder that depth and awareness still exist. It's your gift. Some souls are shaped differently. Their journey takes longer, it twists and turns and doesn't always make sense in the moment. But over time, those same confusing turns begin to reveal a larger map, a divine design. Your journey hasn't looked like everyone else's because it was never meant to. While others walked clear roads, yours asks you to trust the unknown. While they chased validation, you were guided inward. While they hurried forward, you learned to honor the pause. And when you wondered, why does this path feel so lonely? Maybe it wasn't loss. Maybe it was realignment. Maybe things weren't falling apart, but falling into place. So perform your own duty even imperfectly, rather than to master the duty of another. You see, each soul has a specific purpose, and that true fulfillment comes from embracing that unique role, not from conforming to the paths of others. Your specific nature and duties are divinely ordained for your spiritual evolution. Trying to fit into another person's path only leads to confusion. You weren't created for their road, you were built for yours. And while that road may include detours, heartbreaks, or long silent nights, it is sacred. It's shaping you into someone who can hold light without being burned by it. Someone who can hear the truth even when it's quiet. Think of when life unraveled, someone left, plans failed, you felt invisible. That ache, it was never about punishment. It was your soul being carved into something stronger, more open, more real. The universe doesn't let go of your pain all in vain. The pain is happening to your temporary self, the ego, the heart, but it cannot touch your true, eternal self. The pain you have carried has quietly prepared the ground within you. Now, your spirit is ready to rise through it, stronger than before. If you have been noticing doors closing, people stepping back, or truths revealing themselves, it's not a sign of rejection, it's a sign of redirection. You may feel like something is being taken away, but what if something greater is making space? You tried to keep peace in unstable places, gave your light to those who couldn't honor it, and still chose kindness. That speaks to the tenderness of your heart. But here's the deeper truth: the pain, as real as it feels, cannot touch you who you truly are. It is a passing storm. You are not the storm, but the sky itself. The eternal self within you remains whole, untouched, unshaken. And now you are being called to release, not out of anger, but from alignment. You no longer need to prove your worth. You don't have to beg to be seen. You don't need to fix what was never yours to heal. Let that sink in for a moment. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to choose yourself, not from pride, but from wisdom. Life is moving you now, not away from love, but toward a truer version of it. At first, this may feel like emptiness, like silence that rings too loud, but underneath that stillness, clarity begins to rise. You might notice yourself grieving not just people, but versions of yourself that stayed too long, that bent too much, that gave too freely, and that's okay. Grief isn't a weakness, it is a form of truth. It is the heart recognizing its own depth. So take your time, sit with the ache, let yourself feel what you have tried to silence. You are not meant to carry it forever, but you are meant to honor it as part of your becoming. Imagine this: you are standing in a hallway. Behind you, there are doors that have closed, some gently, others with a slam. Ahead of you is a new door, one that opens not with effort but with ease. But before you can step through, you must lay down what you have been holding: the weight of others' expectations, the pressure to fix what's broken, the guilt for choosing yourself. Let it all fall. Because beyond that door is a different kind of life, one that doesn't require pretending, one that doesn't ask you to shrink. It is a life built on truth. It doesn't mean everything will be easy, but it will be honest. It will be nourishing. It will be deeply aligned with the core of who you are. And the path to get there, it's not through force, it's through surrender. There is wisdom in releasing the need for immediate answers. There is power in letting go of outcomes you cannot control. You are not here to carry every burden. You are here to walk in clarity, one step at a time. Remember, the ultimate goal is liberation from the cycle of suffering and rebirth. True freedom is found by understanding the nature of the true self, what your soul really wants, remaining unattached to the material world, and dedicating one's actions to the divine. This freedom comes from recognizing that your worth is not tied to worldly success, praise, or the approval of others, but to your eternal divine nature. This is the ultimate return to your truth. So ask yourself, am I still holding the pain that was never mine to begin with? Have I mistaken endurance for purpose? Is this discomfort a sign of growth or a signal to release? Always perform your duty without attachment to the results. When we perform our actions with sincerity, without clinging to the result, we become truly free. Not indifferent, but at peace. Act from your truth, not for the reward. Whether things work out or not, that isn't your burden. Your peace comes from showing up fully and letting go of the rest. Imagine planting a seed and not digging it up every day to check if it's growing. That's trust. That's alignment. That's your new way forward. You have already shown compassion to those who couldn't return it. You have already tried to repair what wasn't yours to hold. And now you are being asked to let life be the mirror for others. Not out of coldness, but clarity. Let them walk their own journey. Let time teach what words couldn't. As you release, you will start to notice the shifts. People who once drained you begin to fade. Spaces that once felt like home no longer fit. And that's not failure, that's evolution. You are rising into a different frequency, one that doesn't resonate with anything built on false promises or shallow affection. You will crave the truth now, honesty, stillness, depth. And with that craving comes responsibility to choose what feeds your spirit, not what fills your time. Stay in silence today. Breathe. Why am I saying this? Because it is important to steady the mind, to connect with the divine within. A person who is self-controlled, who has subdued their senses, and who finds happiness and peace within themselves is considered a wise sage. Be like a lamp in a windless place that doesn't flicker. True clarity and healing are found not in external noise, but in the sacred stillness of one's own spirit. Now, place your hand over your heart and ask, what do I need to release right now? What am I ready to welcome in? What part of me is asking to be seen, not by others but by me? You don't need to answer it perfectly. You just need to listen. This isn't just about letting go of others. It's about reclaiming the pieces of yourself you gave away too easily. It's about remembering that you don't need to be everything to everyone. You just need to be true to you. And as you return to that truth, something sacred unfolds. You begin to move differently, speak softer, stand taller, not because you have figured everything out, but because you have stopped betraying your own soul to please others. You begin to glow, not from validation, but from alignment. You begin to lead, not by force, but by example. And you begin to live, not out of fear, but from deep love anchored peace. This is the quiet rising of a true yourself, the part of you that no longer needs to shout to be powerful. This is the part where your soul breathes freely again. So, walk gently, let go without guilt, trust what's falling away, and now, deep in your bones, you were never being punished, you were always being prepared, and now you are ready.